Hello everyone, I'm Miss Narvaez and this is my 10th grade English class website. Well, this is my unit plan one, but my unit plan is on Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, so that's why I have this huge picture of the many different covers that have come out over the years. Right here I have my standards and my big ideas as well as a little summary of my unit. And I've titled it Fahrenheit 451, The Knowledge of Happiness, because that is the theme that I have taken from this novel. The big ideas are: what is the value in being able to think freely? Does knowledge contribute to a person's definition of true happiness? And how does society control someone's development? The student learning objectives for this unit are: students will learn how to analyze characters and their actions through this novel. Students will develop their reading skills through keeping track of their reading in a chart, and students will create a literary analysis essay based on a theme in Fahrenheit 451. Right here I have a link to our class website. And yeah, so this is my assessments page. I kept this picture as a reoccurring theme because I really liked it, and I thought it captured the simplicity yet complexity of this novel. This is my assessment plan. These are my assessments. So the entry level, I have quick writes and tracking your reading chart. Quick writes are open-ended, and I can also have guiding questions to get students to start thinking, but it's not too complicated, and there's not too much pressure on quick writes. They're just simple timed writings. Tracking your reading, it's a chart that's made in order to have students be able to see where different characters interact with each other, or where they see themes or figurative language, and they could just put a little X in the chart, and that way they keep track of what chapters those things happen in. For formative assessments, I have reading quizzes, so those would be based on the reading. KWL entry journals, or a journal entry. It would be a 3-part journal filled out throughout the day, so throughout the lesson of that day. The K is for tapping into prior knowledge, then the W is the goal for the day, and then the L is what they learned that day through that lesson. Then the concept wheel. It's used to have discussions about the reading and also create theme statements as a group. That way, if there's anyone who's lost while doing the reading, when they get together in their groups and do these concept wheels, then they can find themselves again through working with others. Then the summative assessment would be a Fahrenheit 451 movie poster presentation. So the kids would create a poster for a movie for Fahrenheit 451, and then they'd have explanations as to why they selected the settings or why they selected certain images and how they relate to Fahrenheit 451. And then the literary analysis paper would be a synthesis paper based on 451 that connects with other literary two other literary sources that we would have read in class. So it's a synthesis paper aside from a literary analysis, so it's not just focused on Fahrenheit 451, but how a theme from this bigger novel connects to other shorter works that we've read. Then here I have links to the reading quiz and then a website to make the movie poster. It's called Canva, and it's similar to Weebly. We can open it in the other link. It's super easy to use. I logged in with Facebook, and it's just really simple, and there's so many things you can do, and it's free. Or most of the parts are free, but it's pretty cool. I thought it was an interesting website to use. So then my explanation as to why I've chosen these assessments, I kind of summarized that right now. But all of these, everything that's right here, applies to what ELA is about. So there's reading, writing, speech, listening, and definitely thinking. So all of these things are assessed in all of this. And they're simple yet challenging, which is what's important. Right here I have my teacher lecture, so it's The Hearth and the Salamander. The Hearth and the Salamander. It's my presentation, and then my guided notes, I did a picture of Ray Bradbury so they have an idea of what he looked like and kind of have an image just of the writer. I think that's important. Then here it's some of the stuff I've gone over in this presentation. There's a say mean matter chart, and the thesis would be a theme statement, and then I have a place where they listen to Lana Del Rey lyrics because I go over the Manic Pixie Dream Girl trope in this presentation. That's something that's pretty popular that people associate with Clarice, who is a main character in this book, but I like to go against that because I don't think she's the Manic Pixie Dream Girl. I don't think that's what she's about. And then they usually portray her as a love interest, and I don't like that idea because I don't think that's what she was at all. And then I have some areas where the kids can draw what they thought about these two things, and it's not just writing, so it's tapping into that creativity through art. Not that writing isn't art, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, then the Webstercise. I found this cool app that's a comic strip. It's really easy to use, and you can use it on your phone or your iPad. And so they'd be creating a conversation where they show Clarice interacting with Montag, but it's not something that they see in the book, so it's completely their own idea. So maybe something that they wanted to hear one of them say. They'd also be using a say mean matter chart, and then that would be the base for their 5 to 8 squares that they're going to be doing. They can scan the drawings and upload them, or they can use pictures from the internet. And yeah, that's this. I couldn't find a good example, and I didn't make one, but I thought, well, the app has really cool pictures, and I didn't know how to save them from the App Store, so I didn't. But yeah, it's pretty simple to use. Then for the graphic organizer, I did the concept wheel. I divided mine in 8 different sections, so I really like this concept for discussions. I had never thought about using a concept wheel as a basis for discussion. I like it because there's the chunks that they're using, so the who/what, the action. So it's, let me start over. So for about 25 minutes they would be filling out this entire wheel. So they'd start off with who/what. So who is the subject of the reading, and then we're moving on to action, so what's going on, and then where and when, how, like how does action come about, when does it take place and where does it take place, and then why is it important. Then I like having, I could have stopped there because I've seen a lot of, as I was Googling / looking at the examples in the presentation, I saw that a lot of them have 6, but I kind of like having predictions and then figurative language, because with predictions, I'd like to know what the kids think is going to come about from this piece, from this chapter. So I would have the book chunked up more than what it is because it's divided into 3 parts, but I would do more because it makes it easier. There's like a few sections that are like 20 pages and they themselves are just one entire section in my mind because they're so important to the book. So in having it divided like that, I'd like to see from predictions where the kids would take this, like for example, so for pages 3 through 11, that's when Clarice and Guy Montag, who are the 2 main characters that we see the most in the first part, that's where we see them interact for the first time. So I'd like to see where the students think this is going to go. Do they think it's going to be that love route that most people, not most people, but a lot of people like to support, or is it going to be something else? Does Clarice represent someone else? Is Montag even going to change? Do you think he's going to change? So I like that. And then for figurative language, I thought it was important to have the kids actually look for where they see personification, metaphor, hyperbole, simile, wherever, etc. Wherever these literary devices pop up, I'd like for them to annotate which page numbers they came up on so we can share those too. And then the theme statement's important because it's practice for when they're creating their claims for their literary synthesis papers later. So this is my scoring guide. I couldn't figure out how to get the little squares onto here, so I just used check marks. Thesis statement is completed as a sentence, and everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Then on to my digital unit plan template. Here's my template. I have my standards. It's 10th grade. It's a literary analysis unit. I am Jeanette Narvaez. Here are the big ideas / unit goals. The big ideas are, which are also on the front page of my website, but it's, will the students be able to develop their own points of view on these essential questions, which are the value of thinking freely, how is knowledge connected to someone's definition of true happiness, and how does society have an impact in the control of someone's development. Then, yeah, here are my entry-level stuff, my formative and summative assessments, and then lessons 1, 2, and 3 are here. Yeah, and these are the links that I have. So this is my finalized digital unit plan website. So I hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun making it. It was a lot of work, but I am glad that it's done, and I do plan on using this stuff as I continue being a student teacher. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.